ladies and gentlemen. I think there we are. Feeling bullish. Guys, ladies and gentlemen. Breaking news. Random token is feeling bullish today. Random token is feeling bullish. And I actually share that feeling. I share that feeling. And still, Cronos trading at about 10 cents. We're still doing nothing this weekend. Hello, welcome. Strap in. It is the Sunday, the 8th of June, 2025. I would say the countdown has started for this bull run. We're going to talk a lot more about a potential timeline for this bull run. We're going to show a lot of charts. I want to talk about the AMA upcoming. I want to talk about the roadmap. And I want to say hi to all of you. And let me know what you think about the new thing there, the neon sign. I made it myself. I'm so creative. Are we bullish? We are. I think we are, John. And I want to quickly create a poll in chat now. I want to create a poll in chat because I got this conversation with Jay Smith. Good guy. He's been in Cronos for a long time. But he said to me, Coin Baron, if we reach 50 cents, won't everybody start to sell? Won't everybody start to sell or sell everything they have? I don't think so. But let me know what you guys think. Will you sell CRO at... And there are, by the way, no wrong answers, right? There are no wrong answers there. But the thing is, ladies and gentlemen, where can you get the ticker meter, by the way? That thing there, that is actually sponsored by Fortune Favors the Brave. You can find a link with also a discount code in the description of this video. It's called Assetwatch. And if you use code Fortune Favors the Brave, FFTB, you get, I think, 10% discount. Okay, John is selling at 50 cents. So let me quickly show my thought process here, because it's all based not on emotions. It is based on, I would say, data. Data that hasn't changed since we talked about it, really. So, ooh, you're gonna sell partly. I mean, that makes sense, right? A partial sell. Hey, welcome, by the way, Pete. Epic likes a sign. John lost the sign. Okay. It's Coin Baron, CB. Anyways, let's talk about it a bit, because I want to show you guys what's happening here on the charts, because we talked about this 50 cent sell point as, wait a minute, well, that's a 5x from here. That's really, really high, a 5x. But I'm not here for a 5x. If I was here for a 5x, I would have gone with a different token. I would have gone with Ethereum. I would have gone with, I don't know. There are so many choices, but I think a more clear path towards a 5x. I told a lot of my friends at about 30k for Bitcoin. I was saying to them, like, I don't expect Bitcoin to go back below 30k ever again. I almost said the same thing at about 20k, but nobody was buying it. So at this point, Bitcoin has done almost a 5x from 30k on, but we're still closer to 100k currently than really 150 though. I think from 150 is a nice bull target for this bull cycle for Bitcoin. We'll talk about it a bit later, but specifically for CRO, and anyone, please fill the poll in the chat, please. Let me know what your plan is. And for example, Random Token is saying, I need the third option. I might partially sell. So my belief is, this is my belief, right? John is selling, by the way. John is selling. So my belief is, and that's my belief, has been for already the whole part of the cycle, is that the middle line here, the middle line of the rainbow chart, that's the fair value zone. And that's at about 40 cents. So yes, in theory, 50 cents is just above the fair value zone, but not in the bubble territory yet. Therefore, I'm not really thinking about selling. I think 50 cent, it's a good wrapper, but it's not a good sell target for me personally. But No financial advice. Semi-Dragon might sell, you know, about 1,000 tokens, getting a bit of profit. But I truly believe we'll see XRP prices. Like today's XRP price, I think is actually a decent target. A decent target. Well, how is XRP doing today? Let me check. I'm not really into the XRP army. I still don't really get the XRP use case. Why the hype for XRP? If anyone honestly can explain me, please do. The chart setup though is good. About $2.28 for XRP today. There's still a lot of trading volume as well for XRP. So people are still so bullish. It keeps holding on to this nice pattern here as well. So it's doing good. But what makes me so bullish today, guys? We talked about this. This is my random token today. Random token saying feeling bullish. What makes me bullish is not really Cronos. No. It's not Cronos per se. Because Cronos, it's holding on, right? It's doing nothing. It's been boring since I don't know. Been hovering at about this line for the longest time now. This line, guys, is so important. But if it bounces, I think it's going to be a beautiful bounce. And this is the chart that makes me so bullish. I made a video and I see actually that many people haven't watched it yet. I don't often release on a Saturday. But I made a video. It was called The Final Shakeout Before the Breakout. Or I don't know exactly how it was named. But if you haven't seen it yet, check it out. It had this thing on the thumbnail. And so far it is playing out perfectly. Absolutely great. So my thesis is that this was the fake out. The test of $100,000, that was a fake out. We went below this trend zone. But now, trend line I should say, not trend zone, trend line. But now we actually are above the trend line. And this is so typical, guys. We have this actual fake out before the breakout in so many occasions. It might be a bit too early to call yet. What I would like to see is us breaking specifically this level here. So at about, let's say we go to 1.7. If we go to 1.7 on the 4-hour candle for Bitcoin, I think we can confirm that we have broken out. But this is looking good. This is textbook example of what I was saying to you guys. This is how it is supposed to go. The only thing that scares me is that Bitcoin is going up. But CRO, it's like in the extra time. If you guys are playing football, you might know that if it's like a 1-1 score, and you have those final 3 minutes left. The final 3 minutes left before the penalty shootout, or I don't know what happens in other games, but the final 3 minutes are often the ones where the most explosive things happen. Like the keeper goes into the goal of the opponent, or I don't know. Things happen so crazy. So I'm thinking currently that Cronos is in that overtime period now. It's due for this breakout. I think it deserves it as well. But it struggled at 10 cents. I'm not gonna lie there. CRO struggled exactly at about 10 cents here. So, by the way, also a few hours early as well. I haven't even seen that yet, but apparently tonight there was an attempt at breaking 10 cents. Didn't even see that yet. Got no notification. So 10 cents, yeah, it's hard. Hard resistance, but we can break it. We have done so already. So Bitcoin will lead the way. And at the same time, I was getting kind of scary here as well. So we had so many tests here of this Bitcoin dominance line. And we'll, by the way, go back to the chat because we still have this poll open. Guys, don't forget to answer the poll. The poll here is asking, are you selling CRO at 50 cents? There are no wrong answers. Joseph is expecting an all-time high for XRP, by the way. But I still think that this also was just a very temporary wick to the upside here. We're again below our trend line. So I still believe that we are not going back to these levels here for Bitcoin dominance. That would personally be quite the disappointment. That would be quite a disappointment. But let's see. Let's see. Also, just how crazy good the S&P 5000 or S&P 500 closed. Just on top of 6,000 points. Let's see how tomorrow on Monday, when the week opens, the S&P will open. I think overall, looking quite good, isn't it? Looking quite good. Looking quite good. Economic data on Friday. Magnificent. Magnificent. Not that many job losses. Still actually more job openings as well. So I don't think a recession is coming. There is still a small chance for a recession, but I'm not feeling it. Joseph is thinking, well, you know, Bitcoin won't go to only 150. It will go to 230 at least. 230. In that case, guys, we have a very, very, very good bull run. A lot better than the previous one. It could actually fit, guys. It's not entirely impossible. If we take a look at what Bitcoin has done in the past, you can see that the previous cycle, we went to about a low of 3K. From 3K all the way to 69. 1,600%. So far this cycle, we're only up 600%. So in theory, right, it's definitely possible to go a lot higher. If you go to 230 though, it's going to be a very similar increase as what we have seen in the previous cycle. I think that's somewhat unlikely due to diminishing returns. And why are there diminishing returns? Well, it's very simple. People slowly figured out Bitcoin, and the more people that figured out Bitcoin, the less return everyone will have, because simply there are more people in the market. They're actually not going to sell. So, what actually might sell in this case? I'm selling at break even. What? Why would you sell at break even? If that's really the issue, right? I don't want to sell at a loss. I would say cut your losses, go into a different project. That's my personal take here, though. I would cut my losses personally if I was that certain it's not going to increase the way I wanted it to. Joseph seeing CRO going to $1.88. Pete might sell a bit at 50 cents. Just to get a few thousand to grab some profit, but not the whole bag for sure. That's for higher levels. John is selling half. Drain Gang is selling a bit. Let me know, guys, in the comments or in a video chat right now if you would sell CRO at about 50 cents. For anyone wondering again of just coming in, 50 cents would be around here on the rainbow chart. In the yellow zone, so above the fair value, in my opinion. The fair value of CRO is currently sitting at about 40 cents, 47. 44, I mean, 44 cents. Or still growing. Important thing to remember though, the longer the mark goes on steadily climbing rather than a blow off top, the higher fair value rises as per the rainbow chart. That's true. So I've seen Chris talk about a peak, or well, this cycle to continue until late 2025 or beginning of 2026. In theory, that's very good for CRO, for like the top prediction. That's also why Chris is so confident that we will probably hit not just cents. No. He was saying literally, I'm just quoting him here. You should not think cents when we should be thinking dollars. Being dollars, not cents. Quote by Chris. And I think he's right there. You know, by the way, one more thing that makes me quite bullish is Ethereum. It wants to go back. It wants to go back into this range. It is lagging behind. I mean, after the drop by Bitcoin, after the Trump-Elon saga that we saw on Thursday, and if you missed out, check out our live stream on Thursday. But if this goes back into the range again, I'm a very happy coin baron. Sammy doesn't like XRP. I mean, it makes sense. Similar max supply. Both somewhat centralized. The only thing is that the XRP army is a lot more active than the CRO army. Talking about that, by the way, talk about community. If you guys live or want to go to the Netherlands by any chance, we are going to host the first ever, as far as I'm aware of, the first ever Dutch CRO-Fam gathering. Not Dutch Comic Con, no, Dutch CRO-Fam gathering. Will be happening, I'm not entirely sure on the date yet, probably on the 2nd of August or on the 9th of August. And we'll go play a game of Jeu de Boule. It's a French game, actually. And we'll do a bit of bite and a drink as well. So if you like to, you know, see the rest of the CRO-Fam community, do join our Discord, link in the description down below. And yeah, let's have some fun. We are not yet entirely sure on the date. We're going to check how many people are actually available. I'm targeting about 20-ish people. If more, okay, that's good. But then I need to talk with the venue again. So if you want to do join that, feel free. Join the Discord. Also, if you don't like to come but just want to chat, you know, I need to become a bit more active there as well. Okay, anyways, XRP $2.29. CRO still at about 9.7 cents. Well, Bitcoin is the true story of today. Well, I want to share you something, by the way, because I find that myself quite interesting, is that I have a different Bitcoin chart. Let me show you to you quickly before we go back to the chat here. By the way, we do see Lion going up a bit. Today, for the Lion token, the loaded Lion token, they made an announcement for new utility. So I think that might be a potential bullish catalyst, but again, no financial advice. I have a bag bias there. I want to show you a different Bitcoin chart. Here on Bitstamp. And this is a chart I don't often show to you guys. But do you see here the start of Crow Bull Run 2? Question mark. That was my prediction really for the timeline of this cycle. Start Crow Bull Run #2 ? So this should be the start. This dotted line here should have been the start of this bull cycle regarding CRO going up. And that was actually the beginning of April. 2025. For the beginning of May, I should say. End of April, beginning of May, around that time frame. And the Bitcoin bull run, I expected to actually start here at the green line. Well, how many weeks was I off? How many weeks was I off for the start of this bull run? Well, I think if you just take a look here at the green line, it is 1, 2, 3, 4 weeks later. 4 weeks later, after we went to my dotted line for my prediction, we went into, I would say, the start of this bull run, because you see already it went up about 90%. Of course, we went down again, but it's still part of the same bull run. How is this, by the way? How did I come up with these lines? It's the same as here. So I took a distance between the halving. So the halving we have here, that's the yellow event. And then we have the difference between those two lines here. So I would say this is really where the bull market began for Bitcoin. And of course, also there you did see there are a few events that you go down and up again. That happens. So I still think my prediction there is quite okay. Overall, we went from about 50k all the way up to, yeah, currently 105, but we went all the way up to 112. So this prediction, you can also find it back in a different video. I think it's called When Cronos Boom, or When Bull Run, or I don't know exactly when. So I'm not just making this up. This has been an old one. But so okay, this is quite a decent prediction for me. But then we have the second bull run really for CRO, and I expected to start already, but I might have been 4 weeks. We might be 4 weeks late, maybe even 5 weeks. I don't know exactly. Of course, there's no exact science, but you can see here that the CRO bull run started here in June of 2021. June of 2021. I can show you quickly on the rainbow chart as well. So June 2021. Where were we? About here. And the fun thing about this bull run in June of 2021 is that, yeah, of course, we went up quite a bit. We went up quite a bit. And I can show you quite a bit of similarities there as well. So bear with me, guys. But this is super interesting, at least in my opinion. So you can say that here we got this this big dip. I don't know exactly what the reason was again. We went down to also about 7 cents. 7 cents. Remind that number, by the way. Remind that number. Then we went up. Then we went up from 7 cents all the way to 12 cents. Ha! From 7 to 12 cents. Interesting, right? Does that ring a bell? Does it ring a bell to anyone? Does that ring a bell to anyone? It's not entirely fitting, but we went to about 7 cents here. The Trump tariff fears, the tariff wars. And then we went all the way up to about 12 cents. So far, that narrative is somewhat fitting, right? Somewhat fitting, even though I have to say here, these lines were a lot more explosive. A lot more explosive. But okay, so that's what happened there. That's what happened. But still, even after going to 12 cents, we went back down again to about 10 cents. Or no, even lower. About 9.8. 9.8. It is not exact science, but also... Ooh, whoa. Also here, we went back down to about... We went up to about 12 cents. And back down to... Well, 8 cents even here. Again, it's not... I don't know exactly what these pumps were... I think this was the Trump pump, the Trump partnership pump. There was a pump and dump. But okay. You do see quite a lot of similarities. But the fun thing is, I do believe that... I said to you guys, this is the beginning of the bull run. And even in that bull run, you can see, right, that we went up to about 20 cents. And back down to 8 cents again. But still, this is the start. This is the start of the previous bull run. Took 49 bars. 49 weeks. From start to finish. Start to finish. So, where are we now? Where are we now? Where are we now, ladies and gentlemen, on this chart? So, if it's still going to fit, ladies and gentlemen, let's say this is the start, because I think it actually quite nicely aligns. Let's go take a look quickly at where were we? Where were we? Beginning of May. Beginning of May. Well, that fits quite nicely. That fits quite nicely because that was the start of this pump, really. You can see we went up already since that exactly that line, about 30%. So, 30% up. I hope you guys are still following, by the way. Anyways, was there a big dip in Bitcoin in June 2021? Yeah, true. That's the case. You can see for Bitcoin, this happened. Beginning of June, that was the big dip. That was the big dip. But haven't we seen exactly the same now for Bitcoin? A big dip in the middle. A big dip in the middle. And now we're moving up again. And now we're moving up again. The question though is, I hope that this time around, we don't see a double top like this for Bitcoin. I do hope that instead of fizzling out, we actually go a lot higher. That would make a lot more sense as well because of our indicators. Our indicators are not yet flashing a top for Bitcoin. But let's go back to Cronos, because what would that bring us? 49 weeks. 49 weeks from this exact start here. Because so far, right, it has been spot on. it was basically the bottom. It was basically the bottom there for the start, potentially, of CRO Bull Run 2. I'm not making this up. It's not new. This line has been here for a long time already. So let's drag it out. From this point onward, I think actually I need to check quickly here. I got the wrong line here. I got the wrong line. So the dotted line is the start. Dotted line is the start of the bull run. The purple straight line, that's the all-time high. That's not 49 weeks. No. 23 weeks. 23 weeks, guys. It took 23 weeks from this point onward, from the line. So, where are we in exactly 23 weeks? Just if it's going to perfectly copy what happened in 2021. 23 weeks. Where are we? Beginning of October. Beginning of October, guys. Isn't that like super... To me, that's one of the most exciting things, that we might actually be witnessing the beginning of this bull run. And there will be very scary stuff on the way. Like, I remember when I was in Cronos back in 2021. This was the most scary thing ever. This was the most scary thing ever. Oh, what happened to me here? Sorry, guys. Not really. Bitcoin goes up and CRO goes down. No, CRO is up 30%. If anyone doesn't see the numbers here, CRO is up 30%. That's pretty good, isn't it? I will check how much Bitcoin is up, but be even more precise. From the low of this year, Cronos is up 56%. Oh no, 44. Gotta be honest there. How much is Bitcoin up? I guess something similar. Yeah, about 44%. So, in all honesty, guys, Bitcoin and Cronos so far have been pretty constant. Have been pretty constant, both of them. Hey, by the way, Vikas as well. Welcome. It's Wade. Hello. What's your target for CRO and for Bitcoin? Soon a video for CRO price target. For Bitcoin, I would say about 150, 180. 150, 180, guys. AK is saying, I don't think CRO will go to 50 cents. I agree. I disagree, sir. I disagree. If I was here, again, also from like a fundamental point of view, if I was here for a 50 cents CRO, I don't know what I would. I'm spending so much freaking time talking about Cronos, about the ecosystem, about, you know, I wouldn't do that if it's only 50 cents as a target. I think so. You guys are asking for price prediction. I want to. It's been a long asked questions, but it's above $1. That's for sure. John has an average of about 13 cents Canadian. So, you have about 500,000 CRO, dude. Crazy. You've been accumulating so much. Pete is saying, well, going back to the chart. Are you talking about the Ethereum chart, by the way, Pete? Beef is saying, I see a descending channel for Ethereum. It might have shifted a bit. Let me show you guys. So Beef is saying, well, you can actually shift the lines as well for Ethereum here. Because of this move, you could say this target of this pattern now is invalidated. So you have to do it more like this, I guess. it still kind of looks like a flag to me, in all honesty. This is a very clear flagpole to me personally. If this is the chart you mean to talk about. Hey, by the way, Mr. Pink Teal, welcome. What is your give up hope price? Is that below the rainbow chart? It is. It is somewhat. If we get a weekly close really clearly below, that would be an invalidation of my thesis really for CRO. But so far we keep holding on quite nicely. By the way, for anyone wondering, this is the 49th live stream we've done so far. The 49th weekly close, so we almost done a complete year. We're getting very close to that. But we might do a 50-week special. I don't know yet. We might do a 50-week special, guys. Week 50 special. So yeah, we've actually, it's quite interesting. Where were we 50 weeks ago? We were about here. Oh, that's actually quite unfortunate. 49 weeks ago, we were basically at the same price as back then. Well, what are the odds? What are the odds? Yeah, if you really go below it for a prolonged time, not like 1 week. If he closed 2 weeks below the rainbow chart, it's a broken model at least. Joseph is saying, I think we all will be very pleasantly surprised. I think so too. Again, for anyone just coming in now, this chart here for Bitcoin. Oh, you might have been talking about the Bitcoin chart. That might be the case for PEEF here. So you could potentially say that it looks a bit more like this. Yeah, descending channel. But this wedge formation is also still quite true. And I still think this is a very bullish breakout here for Bitcoin, guys. Especially if you take a look at all these higher lows. All these higher lows, it's crazy. We might still have a bounce here. That wouldn't really surprise me if soon we might see that we have a bounce back at this line, cementing another higher low, like over here maybe. We go back to 105. That would still be very, very comfortable for us. I mean, I think the Monday market open is always a bit crazy. Again, I don't know. We are getting very close to the all-time high of the S&P 500. So that might be a reason that we might have a bit of a decline. It's always scary at the top, guys. If you climb a mountain, the idea is to not look down anymore. Try to look up for higher mountains. Ooh, if CRO goes 15x, I have enough to opt for the Obsidian card. Everything left, if over 15x, I would sell. I mean, that makes sense. I think that for many people in the CRO farm, like the Obsidian card, that's like the... it was the best card available. Currently, I think the best card available is the Prime card, even though it is not out yet, guys. We don't know yet what kind of material they will use. But apparently, it's going to be very premium material used for the card. So if you guys already have a card, already have a Crypto.com Visa card, they are made of metal. I don't know exactly what kind of metal, but I think some kind of stainless steel, because my card was, you might have seen on Twitter, my card fell in the sea and it still works. It still works. Good card. Good card. If you could take a look at the chart again, Peter's saying, well, November 2020, this pump here, there was Donald J. Trump election. A lot of hope. Hope for the crypto society. And then this pump here, this pump here was the partnership bump. All the way from 8 cents to 12 cents and going back again. That was really, really sad. That was like, yeah, no. Typical pump and dump, unfortunately. Hey, Stacey. Welcome, welcome. Welcome, Cookies, as well. Hans Meyer, you actually got Obsidian. Nice, nice. Do you use the card? Like, if you go to a store, do you use the card? And do you get, like, any remarks? Like, anyone that recognizes the card itself, the black one? I've had it once. I went to a store in Portugal. And it was like, whoa. You're also at crypto.com. I was like, yeah. Of course. Gotta get my my cash back, right? Guys, please don't push too many tokens in the chat. Not a scam, but I don't like to see the chat, you know, completely filled with pieces of meat. The thing is, John, don't make me. Don't let us convince yourself, right? I'm just showing you what happened in the past, and I think there's quite a thesis to be made that we will repeat the same pattern in a very similar way. The only problem, of course, with that prediction is that in this cycle, here we burned exactly, I think it might have been here, yeah. In March of 2021, we burned about 70 million tokens, so that made us fly upwards. That is gone. So the idea of 100 million tokens might scare some people. However, we still have to burn. Let's talk a bit about this, guys. Let's talk a bit about this. Do it. Sammy is also very, very committed to CRO. By the way, Stacy, welcome. Sammy is saying, well, 50 cent is a blessing for CRO. But I'm holding for the true $1 mark. Then I sell like 25% of my bag. But I still believe we'll see higher levels than $1. That is my conviction too. Evavar is saying, I would sell 100% of my bag of CRO at 50 cents. Wait. Let me get up the poll quickly. Oh, it's quite interesting. So you guys are saying 50-50. 50-50. We've got 55 votes so far. Will you sell CRO at 50 cents? 50% is basically saying yes. The other 50% is basically saying no. Or will not. But Evavar is saying, I will sell. I will sell 50% of my bag at 50 cents. And then might buy back up when it dumps to 25. So I think Evavar is kind of hoping for a scenario like what we have seen here. So we went up like crazy. And then we dumped again. I mean, that might happen. Guys, again, I am committed. I am very convinced it's going to happen. But I'm also convinced that CRO is somewhat low liquidity. It is low liquidity, therefore, right now we're actually building a good foundation at about 10. 10 cent is going to be super strong. 10 cent is going to be a very strong foundation from now going forward. I believe that. We have been here for quite a long time. It's not like what we've seen in November. November was kind of also a slow pump and dump. But now we cemented 10 cent kind of. 10 cent, that's good. That's good. Well, 9.7 cents. And to be very fair here, this level here, it's very clear that Cronos is very comfortable at 9.7 cents. But I wouldn't be surprised if this is going to happen again, like what we saw previously, that we go up maybe to 40 cents or 50 cents, like FFR is saying, and then we go back down to 25. It's actually a perfect play here within the band, within the rainbow blue band. It might happen. It might happen. We're going to pop. It's a 2017 repeat, right? I mean, Bitcoin is definitely going to pop like in 2017. I think not entirely like that, but the 2017 cycle for Bitcoin was absolutely nuts. I think that's when it became more mainstream. That's when Bitcoin became like not just nerd stuff. It became, hey, you can actually go buy it on Kraken. Back then, guys, there was no crypto.com. Back then, there was no crypto.com yet. It was starting with Monaco, so it was they were laying the foundations back then, but no crypto.com back then yet. Ethereum, by the way, also had a beautiful run. I think Ethereum, that was the big winner of the 2017 cycle. Oh, Ethereum, guys, that was crazy. If any one of you bought Ethereum at $1 or 50 cents here, 40 cents, from 40 cents all the way up to $1,600. 3,680% up. No? 300,000% up. That's crazy. Gaps don't get filled? What gaps are we talking about? Anyways, Ethereum guys are still doing quite okay. I'm a believer of ETH. I'm a believer. And also, we're doing the weekly close, ladies and gentlemen. The weekly close is always very important because we can take a look at the simple moving average. And what has been happening with the simple moving average for CRO? Let's take a look. Let's take a look here. The simple moving average, where are we? This is the 50 week. The 50 week. But what about the 21 week? It's beautiful, guys. It is absolutely wonderful what we see here. So for CRO, we basically touched the 21 week and we bounced up again. And we are closing lower than last week. So you can say it's a bearish week for CRO, guys, but this is a bullish retest. So last week we broke it. This week we tested it. Typically then after a test, we go to the upside. We might follow Bitcoin here. I mean, you're saying is right here. So, I mean, everyone that has been here for CRO, building or just holding, or they deserve a pump, right? I think everyone here has been stacking more CRO. We deserve a bit of a pump. A lot of guys really deserving it. Yeah, definitely. And especially regarding a few builders, we got Ambitious Bay, we got Wall Swap, got Push. Definitely, dude. Talking about them, by the way, Push.fun. Let me quickly share what's happening on Tuesday. Tuesday, ladies and gentlemen. Tuesday is going to be big for Push.fun. But not only for them, for the whole ecosystem, really. Because we're going to have this AMA with Micro's Mirko, head of CRO, Cronos lead, I would say. He's the new lead after Ken Timsit left the building. He left the building. So, if anything, I think we might get some slight reveals in this session. I won't be live streaming it, but I will make sure that on, I think this is happening on the 11th. So today it's the 8th. Yeah, so it's Wednesday. I don't know, guys. Typically, this is very late for me. This is 1 o'clock in the evening for me, so I'm not going to stream this. I probably will listen back to it in the morning and then completely revitalized. I'll make a summary so you guys know what actually happened, what was said, if anything very special. Because in all honesty, I think there are many questions regarding the roadmap. We talked a bit about the burn. We talked a little bit about the burn, but this is actually so interesting, right? We got this whole roadmap here. We got this whole roadmap with AI tooling, and we got this expansion of AI agent wallet, Cronos 1, crypto super agent. We got some more ZK stuff. We got ethereal data. We got parallel execution. This, by the way, nobody is talking about this, but this is theoretically absolutely huge. With this update, Cronos EVM has become one of the fastest chains in existence. Quicker even, quicker than Solana. Think about that, guys. Think about that for once. Anyway, so Q2 is coming to an end. We have 22 more days. 22 more days for Q2. Then we'll go into summer. And we'll start Q3 with, of course, the new token burn, for example. You can see here, new token burn happening. Hope to be finished in Q4. But then we need to get some more information about what is happening, really. Because I'm still waiting on Cronos 1. I'm waiting on Cronos 1. And apparently we're going to transform Cronos 1 as well to be semi-autonomous. Well, whatever that might be. Still waiting also for Agent Wallet. I've not heard a thing about that one yet. So a lot of questions. I hope they weren't going to talk about that as well in the AMA. But don't you worry, I will strap in. I'll listen back to it so you can actually hear what was really important and what was not. Whoa, okay. Pete's son is turning 18 years old. He's talking about opening a Crypto.com account as soon as he can because he wants to get a metal card like I've got. Like father, like son, huh? Let him get started with a Ruby Rat or something like that. I think it is somewhat stupid, guys. So we talked about this a bit earlier in the stream, but welcome, by the way, Dara. Is it bad to cut losses and sell everything at 45%? Or should I sell 45% of my CRO at a loss and try to keep the rest? And hopefully one day it will go up. Do what your gut says you should do, Blake. Don't ask me. Think about... Go back all the way to the days when you bought in. What are the reasons you bought in at that specific price? And think, well, is that still the case? Is fundamentally this still the same? What has changed? Why should I sell now? And why was I bullish back then? That's, I think, the big question. Sport wages should be done only with CRO. That would be big utility. Big utility. Big utility. Winners Killer, you think we'll have an answer for an altcoin pump by the end of Q4? What will you do if CRO doesn't go up significantly? When do you call that, right? That's the big question. In all honesty, it's about Bitcoin in the end. I think Bitcoin is the big prediction tool for when we have the top of the season. And if Bitcoin is still going up in Q1 of 2026, well, I wouldn't know if I should stop believing in an ultimate CRO pump in the end. CRO is going to be one of the latest coins to pump. That was the case in 2021. And it will be so again in 2025. And that's going to test a lot of people. That's going to test a lot of people, guys. For anyone that missed it, this is the thing. We had this prediction that the Bitcoin bull would start here. And I think we made this prediction about a year ago. So we had the halving And then here we should start with the Bitcoin bull run. It was very, very close, guys. Like the start of this bull run was almost exactly right. Only 4 weeks. It only was a 4-week difference. We say that the Bitcoin, the CRO bull run has just started. Started at the beginning of June. Or the beginning of May, I should say. And so far it has been right. So far it has been right. We've been going up quite significantly since that time period here. So, this is by the way my prediction start here. The is it? No, even lower. Let me check. Let's go back. This was the 28th of April. The 28th of April. I, by the way, hope I answered your question, Mr. Witness Killer. Yeah, so the 28th, let me check. That was... it's not exact, guys, but it's quite close. This was my predicted start of the CRO bull run. The 28th. So, quite close. So far, we've gone up quite a bit. Just if you're going to repeat the last cycle. And if that's the case, ladies and gentlemen, if this is going to be right, we have 23 weeks. Demo coin, by the way. Demo, dude. Thank you so much. 5 months. 5 times strapping in. Thanks for always showing up here and all the wonderful content. Thank you so much. Demo, you make things worth the time. People like you. And of course, all the other wonderful people here as well. But, bless you, dude. Bless you. CDC got to court in Nevada, Vegas for the sports gambling. Hey, Justin, welcome. Yeah, it's true. It's wait. It's absolutely crazy. It has been upgraded already. Nobody has been talking about this. Nobody. Well, this has been finished already. You can see it here. It's called Parallel Execution. And I made a video about this as well. So it's huge. It's absolutely freaking huge. 30,000 TPS on the Cronos EVM chain. I thought it was ZK, but it's a regular EVM. Yeah. So that's the main chain, guys. They still call EVM the main chain. The ZK chain is a bit of a experimental chain. Still great, though. Still great. Pete, by the way, thank you very much for keeping the chat clean. Let's reward you with a little bit of power. Power. Give you some power. Guys, the majority is still saying no. I'm not selling at 50 cents. We got 65 votes in so far. Mr. Pete, you've been added as a moderator. Please use your power responsibly. Use your power responsibly. What did we talk about? Hans Meyer saying, well, I think $1 to $3. Yes, sir. I think that might be the case here. It's all in the rainbow chart still. It's all in the rainbow chart. Actually quite funny, guys, because Hans this is basically this range here. So the red territory, depending on where it starts. Let's say we're gonna go. We have this bull run in October, beginning of October. That is our prediction, right? So if anyone is wondering, start of Crow bull run 2. If this is actually the case, we will have the end 23 weeks later. That's the beginning of October. October 6th. I will, anyone wondering, for future reference, I will make this a thing here. Purple. And this should be CRO all-time high, question mark. That's a prediction. I don't know exactly, of course. But in that case, guys, if you go take a look at the rainbow chart in the beginning of October, the rainbow chart is predicting the bubble territory from about $1.9, 1.15, 1.7. Yeah, okay, 1.10. Let's say 1.10 to $3.71. 1.10 to $3.71. So $1 to $3. Random token. Well, that AMA will be very important. Oh, by the way, we have a stream, of course, on Thursday. We have a stream. We can talk about it in the stream as well. It could be the start. You know, the thing is, right? It is a potential thing that he's going to reveal so many freaking bullish things, right? It could be the case. I think it would be weird to do it in a community traffic, but not like in the official channels, but it could be the case. And that would be, I think, actually a great way to kind of reward the community as well, to have a big surprise in a community live stream. Not a given fact, but it could be the case. And then if it's actually the case, bam, let's go to 12 cents. Let's go to 15 cents. That's been the goal, right? To start moving to next levels. Yeah, finally someone interacting with the true CRO fam. True that. Hans, though, please keep the other tokens in the minimum. The MCO days. Guys, that was when ETH made the big moves. Anyway, so we're getting to the end of this live stream, guys. I want to quickly revisit, though, a few bullish indicators again. So if you haven't seen the video on Saturday, check it out again, because I think it's still more relevant. It's still very, very relevant, so check it out. It's called the final shakeout question mark. And it talks about Bitcoin. It talks about a potential here for Bitcoin with a fake out before the actual breakout to the upside. And so far, I made a video yesterday. I think I recorded on Friday, but now, 2 days later, we are above the trend line. Potential breakout here. So my advice would be to really wait for a break at this purple line here. If we are above that level, I think it is up. And we can go back to 112 in no time. Unless we get another disaster between Trump and Elon Musk. In that case, we are probably doomed, and we might go retest this level once more first. Peter's saying, well, the S&P, I got a few lines here. Those are gaps. Yeah, so anyone wondering, these are gaps. So the stock market closes. Stock market closes on a Saturday and on a Sunday. And then it opens on a Monday. And sometimes there's a difference between the open on a Monday and the close on a Friday. And then you create those gaps here. So potentially, I don't know, guys. So currently, you don't see, there is no movement here in the S&P 500. It is potentially opening here tomorrow. And then we have this gap. Or we could be going down. And we also create a gap here. Sometimes people say we go back to gaps. And go back to gaps to fill them. And I think in this case, I wouldn't be surprised if we do that. We talked about this a bit early in the stream, but the higher we go for the S&P, the more risky it becomes as well, of course. Macroeconomic data is still good, but it is risky, nevertheless. Who? You serious? Random Token is saying that the Coin Bureau talked about Cronos EVM with the 30k transactions in a video lately. Anyone, by the way, watching this, This happened already a long time ago. So it's old news. It's old news that this upgrade has been done. But the Coin Bureau, that's the biggest crypto channel on YouTube, just period. And I think also the biggest channel on TikTok, on Instagram. They're huge. They're a huge deal really in crypto. So if even they start talking about Cronos, well, people might find out quickly. Yeah, I need to find it as well. What exchange do you leverage on? Personally, the fees on Fulcrum are killing me. I'm up like $20, but fees are like $6. Ouch. I don't really do leverage, Mr. Sammy. Leverage is a double-edged sword. I would say though, that. That's me. Oh, sorry. What was I talking about? I completely blanked out here. Oh yeah, leverage. Double-edged sword, but in an up-only market, let's say we do this. We go up for Bitcoin, we go up for CRO. It's a bit easier to go leverage, but I wouldn't touch it myself. It's very risky personally. If anything, I use leverage. I use lending platforms. The end of the rainbow chart should be $2.71. I mean, that's where the rainbow is, right? Or where the pot of gold is. Actually true though. No, it's not true. Not entirely. $2.71 is about here-ish. No, even lower. $2.71. I don't know. Somewhere here. Somewhere here. Oh, wait a minute, Demo. Is it the final now? The final for the Nations League. Pete is recommending Pi and X. Okay. Okay, so Pi and X is an option, guys. I don't know. I can't vouch for Pete here, but he's a moderator, so he might know a thing or two. Yeah, so the top of the rainbow chart is about $4. Anyways, guys, so again, Cronos is going to close the week above the 21-week simple moving average. Bullish. Bitcoin broken out of the structure. Bullish. Bitcoin dominance back here in this range. Bullish. Ethereum. Let's go to the daily because I think actually it's green. It's about... No, it's not really green today. It needs to go back up again. Come on, Eve. Come on, you can do it. I believe in you. Ethereum is going to be interesting though because we need Ethereum to start making moves. It can make moves. So let's hope for Ethereum it will go back into the range again, and then let's see where it will end up. So bullish, 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 bullish. Even the Lion token is having a green day today, guys. So I can't be anything less than bullish, especially with this new neon sign. I hope it is not distracting too much, but let's see. Guys, make sure you strap in. I still see that many people have not yet hit the like button, so please do so. And I will see you, I think, Monday with a new video. So strap in, like the video, and till Monday. Have a good one, guys. Enjoy, enjoy, enjoy. Enjoy. Alessandro, when CRO listed on Binance? Oh, if that's going to happen, big. Big. Not happening yet, though. Enjoy, guys. Have a good one. Have a good one. Ouch.